School bully lays hands on the wrong black girl, but the girl let her know soon. In the heart of a bustling town, there was a school where laughter echoed in the hallways. And so did whispers. It was not just any ordinary school, it had its secrets, its battles, and its heroes who wore no capes. But today's story is about one girl, a quiet storm named Amara, and the bully who thought he could break her. Amara was different. She did not scream to be heard, she did not need to. Her confidence radiated silently, like sunlight warming your skin on a cold day. And yet, it made people uncomfortable. Maybe that is why Marcus, the biggest, meanest bully in school, picked her as his target. He called her names, mocked her braids, and laughed at her accent. But Amara never said a word. Not once did she raise her voice or cry. To everyone else, it seemed like she was scared. They could not have been more wrong. One afternoon, after months of torment, Marcus crossed a line. In front of the entire cafeteria, he grabbed Amara's backpack, spilling her books all over the floor. Then, with a sneer, he shoved her into the wall. Everyone froze. The room went silent except for Marcus' cruel laughter. But something strange happened next. Instead of shrinking away, Amara looked up at Marcus, not with fear, but with an eerie calmness. A small smile played on her lips as she whispered, loud enough for only him to hear, "You should not have done that." Marcus scoffed, thinking nothing of it. After all, what could this quiet girl possibly do to him? But later that day, things started going wrong. His locker would not open, no matter how hard he tried. The combination he had used for years suddenly did not work. Then, during gym class, his shoes mysteriously untied themselves mid-basketball game, causing him to trip embarrassingly in front of everyone. By lunchtime, rumors spread that Marcus was cursed. The weird events kept piling up. His phone would glitch whenever Amara walked by. His favorite snacks disappeared from his bag, only to reappear smeared across his textbooks. Even his best friends began avoiding him, saying they felt a bad vibe around him now. Desperate, Marcus confronted Amara again. "What did you do to me?" he demanded, his voice trembling despite himself. Amara simply tilted her head and replied, "I don't know what you are talking about." And then, leaning closer, she added softly, "But maybe you should think twice before touching someone who doesn't belong to you." That night, Marcus could not sleep. Every time he closed his eyes, he saw flashes of Amara's face, her piercing gaze boring into his soul. Shadows seemed to move on their own in his room. When he finally mustered the courage to turn on the light, he found a single strand of hair tied neatly around his bedpost. It was black, shiny, unmistakably hers. By the end of the week, Marcus was unraveling. Teachers noticed bags under his eyes, his grades plummeted, and even his parents grew concerned. One evening, unable to take it anymore, he broke down crying in front of his older brother, confessing everything he had done to Amara. His brother sighed and told him, "If you believe you are cursed, then go apologize. Beg if you have to." The very next morning, Marcus approached Amara outside the school gates. His hands shook as he stammered out an apology. For a moment, she just stared at him, her expression unreadable. Then, slowly, she nodded. "All right," she said simply. Apology accepted. Relief washed over Marcus. He thought it was over. But as he turned to walk away, Amara called after him. "Oh, Marcus," she said sweetly. "Just so you know, I did not curse you. You cursed yourself. And erase the thing." She was right. All those strange occurrences, they were not supernatural, they were coincidences amplified by Marcus' guilt-ridden mind. The locker jammed because he forgot to clean the hinges. His shoes came undone because he had not tied them properly. His friends avoided him because deep down, they knew he deserved it. As for Amara, she never lifted a finger against him. She did not need to. Because sometimes, the greatest power isn't in fighting back, it's in letting someone destroy themselves with their own fear and shame. So remember this, when faced with cruelty, do not stoop to their level. Stand tall, stay calm, and let karma handle the rest. Because true strength isn't about revenge, it's about resilience. And as for Marcus, well, let's just say he never bullied anyone again.